Hi, I'm Paul from Mira Showers, and in this video we'll take you through a step-by-step installation of the Mira Sprint Dual electric shower. Available as a single outlet model as well as a dual outlet, which we'll be installing in this video, the Mira Sprint Dual is ideal to install as a new installation, but is also multi-fit, designed specifically to replace existing electric showers. Like the single outlet version, the Mira Sprint Dual can have the fittings kit installed to the left or to the right of the shower by up to 300mm radius from the outlet. You can plan this out as part of your installation. Before undertaking the installation of any electrical product, we would always advocate the safe isolation of the electrical supply and the installation to be completed by a suitably competent person. The water supply should also be isolated. Ideal for use on new and for retrofit installations, the template can be used to mark out the water and electrical entry points for first fixes, or for using the existing services as a reference point before marking the fixing points to secure the shower unit to the wall. The final adjustments to the water supply can then be made, ensuring that any soldering is completed before the shower unit is fixed to the wall. Before connecting the shower unit, the water supply should also be flushed through to remove debris or to remove any corrosive fluxes remaining from soldering. The Mira Sprint Dual is designed for connection to high pressure cold mains water supplies. The wall can then be drilled and the shower unit secured to the wall using the fixing supplied, or those more appropriate for the wall material if necessary. Using a stud detector will help ensure that no surfaces are damaged within the cavity of the wall through drilling. The final connection to the water supply can then be made, taking care to support the compression fittings with an additional pair of water pump pliers as the fitting is tightened. This prevents any pressure being exerted on the plastic back case and the flow valve assemblies. Although, if you prefer, the Mira Sprint Dual also accepts push-fit plumbing connections. The water supply can then be reinstated and any potential leaks detected. Being multi-fit, the Mira Sprint Dual has 36 installation combinations, allowing you to route the water supply into the top and bottom, left and right of the shower unit. The electrical connection can also be made to the left and to the right hand side of the shower unit too. The final electrical connection should be made through terminating the twin and earth cable into either one of the shower terminal blocks. These connections should be made to ensure that they are sufficiently tight to prevent damage to the shower unit whilst under load. The electrical supply should comply with BS 7671. The shower cover can then be secured into place using the cover screws supplied. For surface mounted services, case cutouts are indicated on the inside of the case to allow for easy removal. Cutouts should only be made at these service entrance points. There is also no requirement to seal around the shower with silicone. Before installing the diverter kit, it's useful to pre-assemble this and to identify a suitable height and location for fixing. Be sure to include the clamp bracket and hose retainer ring when doing so. The diverter assembly can be located up to 300mm from the shower unit connection, either side of the shower, owing to the patented diverter which allows the outlet to swivel 180 degrees. Longer diverter hoses are also available should this be required. Having decided on the location of the fittings kit, the diverter backplate can then be secured into position, drilling the wall and through securing in place using the fittings supplied, or those more appropriate for the wall material if necessary. Using a stud detector will help ensure that no surfaces are damaged within the cavity of the wall through drilling. The diverter assembly is held in place using a grub screw, which is concealed on the underside of the diverter. The diverter rail assembly can then be held to the wall to locate the fixing point required for the backplate assembly. Take care to fully insert the rail assembly into the diverter in order to obtain the correct reference points. The backplate assembly can then be marked and the wall drilled and secured into place using the fixings supplied, or those more appropriate for the wall material if necessary. Using a stud detector will help in avoiding damage to the surfaces within the cavity of the wall when drilling. The rail assembly can then be reinserted into the diverter to be secured into place. Place the back plate cover onto the rear of the rail assembly before securing and clip into place for a flush finish. The grub screw can then be fully tightened to ensure that the assembly is secure. The diverter assembly can be left loose to allow it to be repositioned by the user, or locked into place using a securing grub screw located at the rear of the rail assembly. The diverter assembly can then be connected to the shower unit using the shorter diverter hose. The longer hand shower hose can also be connected and the handset secured into the clamp bracket, taking care to thread the hose through the retainer ring to comply with water regulations. The deluge can also be secured and hand tightened to achieve a watertight seal. The electrical supply can then be reinstated and the shower functionality tested. The Mira Sprint Dual is now ready for use.